Yay Networks.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another mind-blowing episode of Junkyard Mayhem.
You're setting us up for failure, Shane,
I'm
if
gonna-
it isn't mind-blowing.
I'm going to begin every episode by setting the bar very high.
Yeah.
This will be
Oh,
the single greatest podcast episode that you have ever heard in your life.
we should set the bar low. We should be like, this episode's probably going to be really bad. Just skip it.
When you hear this episode, your understanding of what a podcast can and should be is going to undergo such a transformation that you may never listen to other podcasts again.
Okay. Are you done? What are we doing today that is so mind-blowing, Shane? Please tell them.
We have a fun
Tell
episode.
me, actually, because I don't know.
And it was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Is it going to be good? No, today we are going to begin with Junkyard Joy
Oh, boy.
in review of the visit that we just had with my parents.
Mm-hmm.
Then, for segment 2, we are going to be answering some really tough questions,
Oh, boy.
like purposefully very difficult, maybe uncomfortable questions.
That sounds fun.
And then at the end, we're going to talk a little bit about our IVF plans, what's ahead.
coming up,
and
guys.
yeah, some scheduling stuff.
Yeah.
But it's going to be fun. So let's just jump right in to Junkyard Joy. If you heard last week's episode, my mom and dad were visiting from Pennsylvania.
Yep.
My dad joined us on last week's episode, but we were hanging out with my mom and dad all week long, and it was just a really great, fun family visit. I hadn't seen them since,
July.
September,
I
July?
think it
Yeah.
was July.
July,
when
yeah,
they
wow.
visited Minnesota.
So it was wonderful getting to see my parents again. But we're going to play Junkyard Joy now, where we reflect on some of the joy from their visit. Hannah, what was a moment of Junkyard Joy for you?
A moment of joy for me. I think one of my favorite activities that we did was going to the Griffith Observatory.
Oh my God, yeah.
It was our first time going. We've been meaning to go for like 2 years and just have never gone.
And my parents' first time.
Yeah.
They had never been to LA, so it was all new for them.
Yeah. And we did a lot of stuff that was new for us also. So I think that was one of my favorites, just seeing that view. We picked a perfect day to go. It was clear and we saw the ocean.
I didn't die on the drive up,
Yes.
the drive up or down.
That was your moment of joy.
Felt very perilous. It felt like at any moment I might be spiraling off the edge of a cliff if Hannah, sneezed
Okay.
or lost control of the wheel.
And we found accessible parking at the top of the hill. So we didn't even have to walk up the hill. We passed hundreds of people, trotting up the hill. And I was like, uh-oh, we're going to get to the top. There's definitely not going to be parking. There's so many people going up this hill. And then we got to the top and there was an accessible spot.
There was a lot of accessible spots.
Yeah.
Like if you're a wheelchair user and use an accessible vehicle,
Yeah.
go all the way to the top.
Yeah.
Don't be fooled and think that you need to stop earlier.
Yeah.
You're at the observatory.
Yeah.
And there are spots, so it was wonderful.
It was great.
And the view was beautiful. We took a photo with them in front of the Hollywood sign, which was very touristy of us, but oh well, it was adorable. Great, fun memory.
So what was your moment of joy, Shane?
My moment of joy was the food. It's always the food.
The food,
It's
just
always
in general?
the food.
Not one specific food?
No, but my mom's request was that we eat at some wharfy,
Seafood.
seafood, what she said was, I would love to find an old shack that serves seafood on the beach. And so we sought out seafood restaurants in Malibu and Santa Monica, and I ate fish and chips.
Uh-huh. You ate fish and chips like 3 times.
I had it 3 times. I was about to name other dishes.
Yeah.
I think that was the main one that I had.
Just kept ordering that.
So I've now sampled half of the fish and chips available in LA.
Wow.
A big fan of fish and chips. But really, just sharing meals together. Hannah made her famous lemonade
I did.
a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
So we drank a lot of lemonade.
We did.
It was we ate well, and I love food, so that was my joy.
Another joy for me was just we did a lot of driving to all these activities, and we would go we'd take a turn, and your mom and your dad honestly would be like, the mountains.
They were astounded by the mountains, and we had mountains in Pennsylvania,
not
but
like
not
that.
like these.
No, and like the first time we were in LA, I remember being astounded that there were mountains and there were like so many trees and stuff. So I think just hearing them ooh and ah over all of the scenery
From the back seat of our car.
Yeah, taking pictures out the window.
Even like on the way to the airport at the end of the trip, they were like, I could hear them in the back, like, I can't get over these mountains.
Yeah.
So that was really cute. I think similar to that for me was how they got to experience LA traffic.
Oh.
And now this isn't really, this is a junkyard joy.
I was gonna say.
But you know, if you've ever been to LA, traffic is unimaginable. And so having them kind of see that in real life, because they had an idea in their head that it was bad, but it's bad.
Yep.
And we sat in a lot of traffic, and they were always like, how is this real?
I will say they were impressed that people weren't as road ragey as they are in Pennsylvania. Driving in Pennsylvania, you know, especially in like the Allentown area where Shane is from.
The East Coast in general.
I'm East Coast in general, but your area is really busy. Like those highways are busy, and people go 90 miles an hour and they're honking at you.
Yeah,
and
they
like,
get mad if you're not going
trying
90.
to drive around you. And here it's a lot like calmer because you're not going very fast in all of the traffic. And people let you merge in. People in Pennsylvania don't know how to merge. I will say that.
Rude.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So they also were like, wow, this is at least a more polite version of like what they experience.
Everyone's so friendly here in the Sunshine State. Yeah, it was a really good trip.
Isn't the Sunshine State Florida? Is it California?
Is it?
I don't know.
No, Florida is the orange state.
The Orange State? Oh,
Isn't
I think I've always thought that the Sunshine State was Florida. I guess I was
I
wrong.
think it's California.
Okay.
You need to get your facts straight.
That's nice.
Anyway, Mom and Dad, thank you for your visit. We had a great time.
Yep.
And we have many memories to get us through until the next visit.
I know.
Oh, that was so sweet.
That was really nice.
All right, we were going to take a quick break, and then we were going to get very uncomfortable
Oh, boy.
with some questions.
Oh, I'm so excited to come back from this break. Do you know what we learned while we were on break, everyone?
I don't want to talk about it.
Our producer informed us that the Sunshine State is in fact Florida. I am redeemed. Shane is wrong. See how he says everything with so much confidence and doesn't listen to anybody else around him?
That is the key to making people believe you.
I know. And I believed you. I was like, oh, I guess my entire life I have wrongly associated Florida with the Sunshine State. And it turns out I was right.
Okay, I think it was changed in recent years
No,
because Florida's always been the orange state.
that's not that, but that's not a thing.
Tropicana?
There's oranges in Florida, but that's not you've never heard the phrase the orange state.
The peach state, Georgia.
Okay.
The fruit belt of America.
Are you ready to move on to our uncomfortable questions?
I am. Yeah, so I wanted a segment. Like, Hannah and I share segment ideation and creation.
Yeah.
Like, week to week. So one week, she'll come up with the ideas and, like, make the notes, blah, blah, blah. And then the next week, I'll do it. This week, it was my turn. And I wanted to make Hannah uncomfortable.
What the heck?
Which
When
is-
I plan it, I teach you about interesting topics and you pick uncomfortable questions. And I haven't even seen these questions yet. So I don't even understand what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
actually, this is going to be more fun because also we sometimes talk together about what the episode will be. And then Hannah kind of has an idea. This week, she has no idea what she's in for.
Yeah.
So, Hannah, I'm going to ask you some things that might make you feel doubt about yourself.
Do you know that I am also the world's most indecisive person? So if this is like,
Yep.
would you rather type questions?
No, it's
It's not?
deeper than that.
Oh,
There is going to be layers of vulnerability
great.
and insecurity.
Well, I don't like making decisions or being vulnerable. So this is going to be difficult.
Let's begin. Question number 1. And these are a few that I found online, and then I have a few of my own at the end.
Great.
This is from online. If I was abducted by aliens,
You?
me,
Okay.
something that is looking more and more likely these days, How long would you wait for me to come back before you started seeing someone new?
So in this scenario, I know that you have been abducted.
Yes.
It's not like you're just missing.
No, you wake
Like
up
I
in the
watched the
night.
spaceship take you.
No, you don't see the spaceship. They hide them.
No,
They
I
hide
guess
them.
I do.
They have cloaking mechanisms. You wake up in the night and there's a 9-foot tall alien standing in our bedroom with me.
Cradled?
No, they don't have to physically touch me.
Oh.
I am hovering like a sacrificial lamb
Okay.
above his arms.
You've thought about this. You've thought about this quite a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of my fantasy. And he hovers me, or she, or they hover me through the glass doors
Okay.
in our house.
Wow.
Right
You pass
through.
right through.
All of us do. And we're joined outside by his alien compatriots.
This context feels very unnecessary.
It's on to help inform.
I have my answer.
And then they've said we're taking him and they fly up into the clouds. How long would you wait?
Okay. If that is the story, I would wait forever.
Forever?
Until I die. Yeah.
Aw.
If you were taken into the spaceship by aliens, I would wait forever.
Are you thinking that through, though?
Yes, I'm thinking it through.
30 years have now gone by.
Yeah.
30 years.
I don't think I would ever be like, I don't think Shane's coming back from that spaceship and I'll just marry someone else.
The memories of our marriage have melded into a happy little moment in time.
You saw Manifest. We watched Manifest together.
You need to tell them what that's about.
If you don't know Manifest, it's about a plane that it vanishes for 2 years essentially. And so this wife moves on. She is with another guy. And then her husband, who's been in what they thought was a plane crash for 2 years, the plane reappears. And they don't think any time has gone by, the people on the plane. And they're like, we were gone for 2 years? How is that possible? And she is with somebody else. And then it causes havoc. It wreaks havoc on their relationship, obviously, because it's like you moved on.
Here is what I think. I think you should, and I would be offended if you didn't, try very hard to find me.
Yeah.
For a few years.
No. Oh my God.
A few years is a long time.
What I'm hearing is that if I was abducted by aliens, you would move on.
I would be sad. I would be distraught forever.
But you would find someone new?
I haven't picked the time frame yet.
Tell me. What's your time frame?
50 years.
50?
I'm 80 years old.
Shane.
And I would like a little companionship in my life. To go to bingo, to take walks around the driveway.
Really? So you pick someone new.
I wouldn't be happy about it. But the other thing to consider is the YouTube channel must go on.
See, the thing for me is I don't think I would find someone else, to be compatible with. So I don't think I would even, there's no point in trying.
Yeah, I mean, the real answer is I think we both said to each other on multiple occasions that if anything either happened to the other, things would just be done.
Yep.
That would be
the end.
The end of happy.
Of my life. Mm-hmm.
So,
exactly.
Okay, just keep that in mind if aliens do descend from.
Yeah, I'll wait for you forever. Nice of me.
That is very nice of you. And try hard to find me.
I will.
Okay. This next one, in a similar vein. If there was a zombie apocalypse, would you keep me around? Even if it meant it would lower your chances of survival.
These questions are not difficult. Yes.
You would?
What?
Okay.
Shane, in what world would I be like, you know what? You're a, what is that? What's a phrase?
Like a burden?
No. I was going to think
Please don't say burden.
Like a cog in my wheel. You're a
spoke in my wheel.
No, that's not it.
Is
like a faulty chain.
Is this a wheelchair, Joe?
There's a phrase that's like you are the chain one where it's like
it doesn't. Okay.
If there's one bad link in a chain, it doesn't work. You are the weak link.
The weak link.
You're the weak link in my chain.
Oh my God! Everyone. Yeah, the Sunshine State. Okay, Hannah.
What?
It is year 7 of the.
Shane, I was going to say
the pandemic.
I am not sacrificing you in a zombie apocalypse. I will protect you to the death. Okay.
That's real. Oh.
Same with Chloe. I wouldn't sacrifice Chloe either. I wouldn't sacrifice anybody that I love to have a better chance of me surviving because I would be like, I don't want to survive if I have sacrificed and lost my family.
I think if it meant if I had to
Go for it.
all of these jokes I'm making are gonna make a lot of people
I know.
think that I'm a terrible person. They're jokes. If I had to choose between saving you,
But let's be real. You are not the one making this decision in the zombie apocalypse.
why not?
Because I'm not the weakling.
Oh, because I'm the weak link.
Of the two of us, I'm not the one endangering our survival.
You're afraid of everything. I'm not afraid of zombies.
That's true.
You would need me for moral
I am
support.
afraid. I would need moral support, and I am very fearful.
You'd be like, Shane, I don't want to go out and gather food. They're out there. And I'd be like, you're brave. You're strong. You can do it.
So you're going to sacrifice me, though?
I would need you for food. But
Yeah.
let's say that you got caught in a bear trap, okay? While we're out foraging. You, me, and Chloe are out foraging.
Yeah.
And you get caught in a bear trap, like badly at the waist. And we're stuck. And I cannot free you.
Oh my God.
And in the distance, zombies and aliens, why not,
Yeah.
are coming down the hillside
Save
towards us.
Chloe.
I'm saving Chloe
Yeah.
and myself. But I am booking it out of there. I'm sorry. I love you.
But there's nothing you can do.
You've served your purpose.
But that's not what the question was. The question was,
It was, would you leave me behind? Or would you keep me
would you
around?
keep me? Yeah, would you keep me around if it meant it would lower your chances of survival? That's not like I got caught in a trap and you can't save me. That's like me being like, I'm not going to keep you around. I'm just going to lock the door. And you're on the outside because I will survive better without you.
Yeah, I didn't think you would like put me outside.
Well, that's what the question is.
Well, it's nice that you wouldn't.
I would never.
All right. Last internet question, and then we'll
even-
get to mine, which are harder.
These aren't even hard.
If I murdered someone, let's say a zombie or an alien.
Okay.
No, if I murdered a real person,
Okay.
would you help me dump the body and cover up the crime?
Yes.
Do you hear that, authorities?
I don't have any context for that. Of course they would. Would you
How?
help me? You would help me.
I don't know. It depends on the nature of the situation and the crime.
Well, yeah, I guess if it turned
Who'd you
out
kill?
that you were like, you tortured and killed somebody, no, I would not help you. But if it was like, I'm just putting this in the context of real life. If you killed someone, it would be for a good reason.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What if it's like a foundational shift of your understanding of me? Like, oh, Shane killed.
No,
for
if you
pleasure.
killed for pleasure, then no, I'm not helping you. If it was like you killed someone, defending yourself or whatever.
But wouldn't it concern you that my reaction to accidentally killing someone would be to hide the body?
Yes.
Not like go to the police and say, I'm sorry, but
But if there was a
This
reason, I'm
accident
just
hap-
assuming there's a reason. Like you'll go to jail.
I would not do well in jail.
You wouldn't do well in jail. I'm just saying, in the right circumstances, yes, I would help you hide the body. But if it turned out that you were a serial killer or like someone that liked killing people, or like this was going to happen again, no, I would not help you.
Shane, I will bury one body,
Yeah, you
but
get
this
one.
will not become a thing
Yeah.
for us.
You
okay?
get one free body, and then I'm out.
That is the tagline for today's episode. You get one free body. Okay, those were difficult, but like on a scale of 1 to 10, probably like a 2
Yeah,
difficulty. Now, stop peeking at my notes, please.
I can't read it.
Now I've made some to really dupe you,
Oh,
to
great.
really fool you,
Mm-hmm.
or confuse you.
Go ahead.
Ready?
Why are you using "yeah"? Is that going to be your new thing?
Would you gnaw my foot off, my entire left foot, for $5 million? You have to use your mouth to remove my left foot at the ankle.
For $5 million. What do you want me to?
It doesn't no.
No,
You
it
don't get to
matters.
ask like
No, it matters.
clarifying questions.
It matters, Shane.
I-
Is this
no, I
where
am-
you're like, I want the money?
No, I'm begging you not to do
Then
it.
no. What is wrong with you?
Okay,
This
okay.
is not a difficult
I
question.
anticipated that. $50 million.
No, I'm not going to gnaw your foot off if you are saying,
And at-
please don't gnaw my foot off.
At $50 million, I'm urging you to consider it.
Then I will gnaw your foot off for $50
You would
million.
eat my foot off.
Not eat, gnaw. You didn't
If
say I
I
have to
said
eat
to
the
you,
foot.
please remove my foot with your mouth, you would do it.
For $50 million? And you're telling me to? Yeah, I'll give it a go.
Okay, I'm telling you to do it now again for 10.
10 million?
That's, I
And
mean,
you're telling me to do it?
but you gotta bite your bone. This is a gruesome episode. We've
What's
got
wrong with you?
bear traps on the waist.
Like, it's just funny thinking of the questions that I would have come up with to be difficult, and then the questions that you came up with to be difficult. 10 million?
10 million, and I'm saying do it. You can do it.
Yeah, but
I
when
don't
I
think I'm doing
start,
it yet.
aren't you going to be screaming?
Yeah, it's gonna be the worst experience of both of our
Then
lives.
no, I'm not doing it for 10 million.
Okay, 25 million. This is a game that we often play.
Shane loves this.
Usually not this absurd,
No.
but I'll like give Hannah a question like that.
It's normally when there's something gross like on my plate, like a napkin that Shane spat food into, and he'll be like, for $100, would you eat that? And I'm like, no. And then he's like, $500. And I'm like,
I try to find the price point when
yeah.
it becomes a
when it becomes worth it.
realistic consideration. All right, question number 2. Imagine the single most annoying person that you know, not me, someone else.
Okay.
Imagine a real life person,
Okay.
whoever really just like you cannot stand them.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly, for reasons that don't matter, you have to choose between that person becoming my 24/7 live-in caregiver or us getting divorced. Which would you choose? The worst person you know.
Like, they're
Don't
in
say
the
it out
room?
loud.
They're in the room?
They are in our bedroom, our bathroom. They are using the toilet when you want to be brushing your teeth.
I'm getting
They are
divorced.
at dinner with us.
I'm getting divorced.
You are?
I'm getting divorced. Mm-hmm.
So you would wait forever for
Yes.
aliens to bring me back.
I wouldn't want to divorce you, but I cannot, like, if it was the most annoying person I know that is always there, I would not enjoy my life. So I would divorce you. And I'd be really sad about it. And I'd be like, Shane, just get rid of the caregiver. Like
it
I would
doesn't
try
matter.
for a long
In this
time.
situation, they are there forever,
Then
no matter what.
I did not sign up to be in a marriage with my least favorite person. So no, I would probably divorce
But
you.
they're doing my care.
I don't care. That's not a, is that supposed to be a positive point? That's worse.
I have requested that they do my... All right, shut
Then
up.
you've lost your
Okay.
mind. I am
Final question.
okay. Oh Lord, you're so happy with yourself.
I can miraculously gain the ability to skateboard. Something that I have dreamed of being able to do my entire life.
Okay.
But in order to gain that ability,
Mm-hmm.
this ability I've wished for, dreamed of,
Uh-huh.
you can now only eat mayonnaise.
Nope. Sorry. You're not skateboarding.
Really?
Yep.
No ollies?
Nope. No skateboarding
No
for you.
kickflips?
Food is one of my greatest joys. And after the first couple weeks of skateboarding, it wouldn't be so special anymore. I can skateboard.
Says
and I've
the
never done
person
it.
that's been
I know.
able to skateboard since they were a kid.
And I've never done it because it's not
But it's
not
my,
worth my no.
that's my passion. And
I don't care. It's not worth me eating only mayonnaise for the rest of my life.
You should get used to mayonnaise, Hannah.
Just mayonnaise with
Yep.
nothing. Nope.
Think of all the varieties. You can eat it on a spoon. You can blend
With
it.
my finger.
You can use your finger.
Nope.
You can lick from the top of
Did
the
you
jar.
think this is going to be a difficult question? That you can skateboard, but I can only eat mayonnaise, and you thought I would be like, oh, I would love for you to be able to skateboard. I will give up every food but mayonnaise for the rest of my life.
I thought that some of our audience might think that me regaining physical ability is like the top tier thing in life, and that they might be like, huh?
I mean, honestly, even if you had said I could only eat like bread, I would probably still say no.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that offends me.
Well, I really like
I would eat
food.
bread forever to give you something that you would love.
Just bread?
You
give
love
up-
bread. You normally only eat bread.
Shane, only one food for the rest of your life.
Think of this situation. You wake up.
Okay, Shane, I can
Get
sing
her-
like an angel. My greatest passion, my favorite thing ever. I'm so excited. You can only eat olives for the rest of your life.
Olives is different than bread.
Fine, you can only eat bread for the rest of your life.
Done.
Only bread, nothing on it. For the rest of your life, you eat nothing but bread. No restaurants.
May I toast it?
No,
Different types of bread?
no. One type of bread.
What type?
White.
Sourdough.
No, white. Country loaf.
You can already sing, so. No.
And you're already on wheels, so no.
Well, this was fun.
No, but I'm curious. Do you think that I should give up all foods but mayonnaise for you to skateboard?
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
I want to
I
shred.
want you to be serious.
I want to shred the gnar.
I want you to be serious for 1 minute.
Look, there goes Daddy, kids. Having the time of his
But you
life.
can't walk?
Cruising, no.
So what?
I use a wheelchair unless I'm
What sort of
skateboarding.
form is this? I don't even want to picture that in my head.
It doesn't look good, but he's having fun. All right, well, that was our fun little game. I don't know if we can call it fun, but
Those were uncomfortable questions. I should have just said yes, I would give up everything but mayonnaise for skateboarding.
you should have.
Why,
I hope you're all taking notes at home.
Yeah,
The limits of her love.
I know, the limits of my love. Not eating mayonnaise, sorry.
All right, we're going to take one more quick break, and then we'll be back with some exciting...
IVF news.
Yes, I figured out the word.
Yeah,
So
that's not good.
the update is that Shane does not know what IVF is. All right, everyone, we'll be right back.
All right, we are back. We are ready to talk about our IVF thoughts and what's happening.
So last we told you,
It's been a while.
our last update was probably
December?
last year,
Yeah.
and it was that we were coming out here to LA and kind of pressing pause on IVF, mainly because our IVF clinic is in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And we just had a lot going on in the months that we were out here in LA.
Yeah. We tried to, we wanted to do it in the fall and the timing just didn't work out. So we pushed to the spring.
Yes.
And now it is late February. Next will be March.
It is late February. I mean, I think when this comes out, it will be March 1st.
Yeah.
And so things are becoming real.
Yep.
And that means we've been talking a lot more about IVF together.
Shane, we're like 6 weeks out.
Oh my God. How are you feeling? Like,
I'm excited. I'm obviously nervous. I don't want to give myself shots. I'm nervous for that. And then I'm nervous for the outcome, what if we don't get anything that's viable, whatever.
right.
So I think those are the two. I mean, that's like pretty much what everyone's nervous about. That's not unique.
Yeah, we've heard from many people that it's a very difficult, emotional roller coaster. So, I'm bracing for that.
Yeah, we do handle that well together, though.
We do.
When we go through difficult emotional things, it's not like a negative for our relationship, which is good. So
we tend to not fight.
Yeah.
We commiserate.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly.
we'll be if things don't go well, we'll be sad together.
Exactly.
Which is better than being sad alone.
Yes, that's true.
But we've also kind of been talking about how we're going to share this journey with all of you.
And that has changed drastically in the last couple months.
Yes. You want to explain that?
In December, I was very hesitant, if not sure, that I was not going to share when we were doing IVF. We told you guys that we were going to do it. We talked about it. And then I thought it through and I was like, Shane, people are going to know when we're doing it. I'm not sharing that. I don't want anyone to know when it's happening.
And that's very understandable. Privately, we decided that we were going to keep the specifics of the timeline to a minimum for the public because, if things didn't go well, then we'd have to handle the public's perception in addition to our own personal emotions.
Yeah, and people just knowing this is the day you're going to find out if it worked. That pressure of everybody else knows what's happening. But in the last couple of months, I think we've had a lot of time to think about IVF. We talk about it most days. So it's not as scary of a thing as it was at the beginning.
Yeah.
And I've also seen some other couples online sharing IVF journeys.
The good and the bad.
Yeah. Bad outcomes, good outcomes, everything in between. And I've been really enjoying watching their videos and learning about it before we start. So I think we've had kind of a shift, or especially me, because I think you were kind of open in the beginning to we are going to share when we're starting and each step of the way.
Yeah. I think overall we've realized that as with everything that we do, we have the opportunity to bring attention and awareness and knowledge to issues that, might be scary or taboo for some people.
Yeah.
And so we hope that we can strike a nice balance between like sharing what we're doing
Yeah.
and still having time and space for ourselves to, personally and privately experience these things.
Yeah.
But I mean, from the viewer's perspective, yay! We're going to be sharing more than we had originally intended.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that will at times feel like a mistake. We're going to read the troll hater comments that, we don't want to see on maybe a bad day, whatever.
Yeah.
But we've been dealing with that for how long have we been doing
Exactly.
this? A long time now.
4 years, yeah.
And we're getting more used to it, more comfortable with it, and we hope that our story, helps other people that might be in similar situations.
Exactly.
With that being said, we're talking about scheduling.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we don't have anything set in stone yet because it depends on my body's timing, which obviously is out of our control. So we're estimating dates and stuff. But it looks like we're going to be doing IVF in April-ish.
Yeah.
I don't know if that will be late April, early May, early April. It really depends on when we get home to Minnesota and where I'm at in my cycle. So
we're also realizing the logistical difficulties of that, because when we begin IVF, there are many appointments and things that we need to be free for.
Yeah.
And we're at the point in time now, early March, when others out in the world are trying to book meetings and book speaking engagements and, trips for April.
Yeah.
And we're having to be our April and May and maybe June are very uncertain.
Yeah, we've had to turn down a couple of speaking engagements, which feels so painful to do. But, we need to keep the month open.
I think it's an indication that, we are ready, you know? I think in pushing it till April, where maybe, at least I was maybe thinking to myself, okay, that's far enough away that, if we have to move it further, not a big deal.
Yeah.
But we're blocking those months out.
Yeah.
So.
Which has always been our thing of we have a lot going on, no time to do this. We don't want to block the months out, and now we're finally doing it.
We are pulling the proverbial trigger.
Wow. So that's our IVF update. We will keep you in the loop as we move forward once we know what's actually happening.
Even more in the loop
Than
previously expected.
Yeah. And that's it for now.
Thank you, everyone. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave a like, a star, 5 stars, a review, share it, love it.
Yep.
All right, everyone. That's it for today. It is a junkyard out there, and there are bear traps. Watch out, because if you find yourself caught in one of them,
this is too long.
Hannah and I will be leaving you behind. We need to survive.
That was nice, but it's a little long, Shane, a little long.
Goodbye.